I usually do not enjoy war movies, but in this one I can admit that I enjoy it. But not because of the storyline, but because of the technical prowess of the movie itself. And boy, if you watch it, it will blow your mind away. Good morning, afternoon, evening everyone. Hi, my name is Myra and welcome back to my channel. How are you guys? I hope you all doing great. And I'm great actually. Happy, just busy. I hope you guys don't mind. And before we begin, as always, don't forget to click that bell button besides my subscribe button if you haven't, so you'll be notified if I upload something new. Now, I think the last war movie that I thoroughly enjoy was Hacksaw Ridge. And for Dunkirk fans, don't hate me, it's just like a personal choice. I do not hate Dunkirk. Dunkirk is great, but I relate more to Hacksaw Ridge. Okay? Okay. For me, the storyline of Hacksaw Ridge helped shape the movie by a lot, even though the cinematography and the effects was quite good as well. However, it is not the case with 1970. I am purely in love with this masterpiece because of how the movie progressed and how the cinematography and the effect and the product design helps propel the story forward. I will tell you how I feel about this movie after I tell you a little bit about the synopsis. The story is simple and straightforward. Two soldiers from England was on duty at World War I, where they were called by their superior for doing a task that neither of them know what it was at first. But soon enough, they realized that they would have to deliver a letter or probably message to another squad, and they would have to go across a very treacherous path that was inhabited by Germans, which is the enemy. That's the entirety of the story. I know it's short, but that's the gist of it. And if you haven't seen the movie, stop here. My approach to movies has always been a good storyline and a great character development. But in 1917, that didn't happen as much as I would like to see. Of course, there are developments in some of the characters, but the storyline is so simple and packed. It's about getting from point A to point B. But the filmmakers are able to portray the real-life situation of World War I and how the soldiers have to face every treacherous path. And thanks to the cinematography that they opted, it went beautifully. I believe the correct term to describe this is a long shot, but if I'm mistaken, please correct me. I am not a professional filmmaker or even a film person, so please correct me. So imagine if you are watching a scene for 1 or 2 minutes non-stop and the camera doesn't even move away from the main storyline. There's no cut in it. That's what happened in the movie. From the moment both soldiers were sleeping on the ground until Schofield, the main character that lived, sit again on the ground after going through so much in terms of physical and mental torture. The creators makes us believe that there's no cuts in the film, but as a matter of fact, of course, there are cuts. They are just so subtle that you just don't necessarily see them. I have nothing but high praises to everyone that has put their work into this movie because it looks phenomenal. I mean, I've never been so engrossed in a movie because of their technical amazingness. Granted that I don't really watch movies like this, so this is probably the first time for me. It allows us to be more personal with the story, as if we experience everything that Schofield and Blake did. And when Blake died, it gutted me. Their shooting scenes are a blast as well, pun intended, and the last scene when Schofield actually has to walk up from the trenches and go through the war with full soldiers and bombs and all of the dreadfulness to deliver a message in order to save 1,600 people, if I'm not mistaken. That scene was magnificent. I don't know any other words to describe it. Another aspect of the movie that I absolutely love is the scoring of the music. It allows us, or dare I say help us, to even further understand the situation that the soldiers were in. Whenever they were sneaking around or trying to be as quiet as possible, but the danger is there, you can hear the music pumps the anxiousness within you. And that applies to almost every scene. Whether it's a sad scene or a war scene, the scoring just is out of this world. And thanks to all of these combinations that we could enjoy, I would very much to watch this movie again, but on IMAX. If you guys have seen the movie on IMAX, please let me know how do you feel after watching it. I bet it's going to be even more powerful. However, of course, the movie still has some downside. And for me, it was the storyline. It's just so simple. It doesn't really have any uniqueness to it. It is simply about two people that has to deliver a message, even though there are some drama. I was surprised when Blake died. I didn't think that would happen, and there's some sweet moment when Schofield meet that nice French girl and get help from her. And that moment where Schofield has to tell Blake's brother about the death of Blake. It was so sad, and the gore within this movie is spot on. Just prepare your stomach if you haven't watched it already. I know this is like a late notice, but still, I want to say that. Broken limbs, open wounds everywhere, and bodies. Lots of them. I won't talk much about the characters, but I do appreciate the filmmaker tried to put in as many famous actors in this movie as possible, because I see a lot of familiar faces like Benedict Cumberbatch, Colin Firth, and Mark Strong. The actors' dedication to this movie is amazing. They would have to take long scene cuts and have to run around with all kinds of effects thrown at them. So, should you see this movie? Yes. It'll take you to a grueling adventure that offers you a unique and different perspective on wars. I advise you to not get up or even go to the toilet, or else you might miss something important. It's a unique experience for all, if you have the stomach to conquer it, that is. And that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this movie review, and if you do, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And thank you again so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye!